Hello and welcome back to another Pricey HD video, and today we've got another career mode episode, and again my voice is still slightly sore, so I do apologise for that. But today we start the episode with, sorry about that. We start the episode with a transfer deadline day. It is, of course, the first transfer deadline day of this series, and we are trying to negotiate a pre-contract because, let's be honest, these will be huge for the next season. Jutkovic has left the squad this January transfer window because his loan has expired, meaning we only have two strikers currently at the club, discounting the players that we've got loaned out. So I thought next season it would be a huge help if we can find a good young player now on pre-contract. Basically, next season, we've got a free agent in that sense then. And Lozano is our man, it seems. And as the transfer deadline day ticks down, as the hours draw to a close, you can see that eventually we hopefully will get the signing. But it is getting close, and I was getting nervous. The hours are ticking. The clock is ticking. But don't we? Don't we? 1 minute, have I missed it? I think I've missed it. Did we already sign him? I think we've already signed him, haven't we?
You dick!
I really do completely apologise. We have already signed him. And by the way, right now I'm skipping through every club's signings in this transfer window. A huge 241 million has been spent in this month, and quite a lot of it isn't in the Championship, of course, and we've actually sold a lot of players as well on loan, but we've also got a free player, Lozano, and I just can't help feeling that would be huge, because next season, no matter where we are, whether we're in the Championship or whether we're in the Premier League, I think at the end of the day we need another young striker. Donaldson is getting on, he's getting old, and that is just a huge help for us. We've also got a squad report as well coming right at you right now, so if you want to take a look at any particular player, make sure you pause on them. And we're doing okay. Not too much potential really in our squad at the moment, which is a slight worry. Oxford, of course, doing fantastic, +5 though. So where the potential is, it's really promisingly flourishing like a flower. I can't believe I've just said that. Anyway, you've got Keystone Bell as well going up along with David Davis. He's also gone up, but David Davis is unhappy as well, by the way. He rejected a contract in this transfer window, and it is a big problem because now we can't sell him anymore. So if he doesn't accept a contract before the end of the season, then he will run out of contract and he will go out on a free to the free agents, unfortunately. Chadham's +5, he's now a 75 rated striker, which means he is our first gold player, if you're thinking Ultimate Team-wise, which is insane. It's brilliant to have a gold player in the Championship. It's just another big hand. Octavio Roldan, our new youth player, has already gone up by 1 as well. He is 62 rated. Of course, he started at 58, but you can train youth players in the academy, which is good. Anyway, now we've got a game against Fulham, and we are looking to start February and start the post-transfer window stress of this season on a good, high start. Is that... I really cannot commentate today. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so we walk out the tunnel. We're on the pedestal to try and get a big win, because we're in that sort of area in the table right now. We're in a bit of mid-table mediocrity, and that is where we exactly don't want to be. We are 9th, and we're only a few points off 6th. In fact, we're only a mere 4 points off 6th, which means this can all change so quickly, but everyone around us seems to be keeping up with us just as consistently, which means if we lose, then they might lose. But if we win, then they seem to win. It's really weird, and I don't know what's going on. But we can't seem to get out of 10th and 9th area, no matter how well we play. Of course, in a few episodes ago, we won, or is it last episode, in fact, we won 4-0. So we want to continue that, and then this happens.
That was good.
I really don't know what happened. Genuinely, I passed it back to my keeper, and what I wanted was... It was a bad pass back, really, by Oxford, because he was stretching for it. And I just wanted it to clear for a throw-in. I genuinely aimed it towards the left-hand side, but it defaulted to try and go to one of my centre-backs. So, instead of going for a corner, they get possibly the easiest goal that I've ever given away. But we do get a penalty on the other hand, so despite our rather average start, we managed to earn our way back into this game. Now, this is huge because... Going 1-0 down, I've said many a times this year, we've gone 1-0 down too many times in games. It's making our job a lot harder for ourselves, and suddenly, from square one, we're going all the way backwards, and we just seem to have a much harder job. We might not get wins from the games, we might have to scrape draws. If we can keep 0-0s early on, and then try and get a goal, then that one goal that we've tried to get all game, because we don't score many, and that's a prime example of me missing another penalty, because I cannot score penalties. Literally, I don't know what's happened. I was scoring them at the start of FIFA 17. Since this update, I just haven't been able to score penalties. They guess your side so well. But what we seem to do is we seem to work really hard in a game. We seem to get a lot of shots off, but our shot-to-goal ratio is really slim. I think with any FIFA player, it's really slim anyway. And then when we concede, we might only get a 1-1 or a 1-0 loss, because we might not get that goal. But if we can keep 0-0 until that goal, then we can hold out. Then we will get so many more wins. And unfortunately, we make our job a lot harder for ourselves, and almost there make it double the difficulty, because if it wasn't for Kujak's save, we would have been 2-0 behind. So I don't think we really deserve that 1-0 like sort of deficit here, but I think it's definitely not a game that we are playing spectacularly in, and how we can go from one extreme to the other, I don't know, because we played so well previous game. Granted, it was Reece Brown doing a fantastic outing on his debut, but to be fair, we should be picking up the pace here. It looked like that was the turnaround in our season. It seems not, when we have shots like that going wide, and there's so many chances here. How many chances? How many easy chances as well have we had go wide? Look, it's almost a one-on-one. And finally, we get the goal. It is a huge goal as well. Diego Fabrini with a stunning finish. Wow, that is unbelievable. That's just what I needed there. The little bit of space opens up for Fabrini. He opens up his legs. Oh my word, why have I said that? I really don't know what's going on. Anyway, he gets the chance. And straight from kickoff here, we get another chance. It's Fabrini! And he's scored again! We have completely turned around this game in a matter of moments, and I genuinely cannot believe it. This is just, it's just breathtaking football at the moment, and what we've worked hard for, so hard for in the second half, has just completely paid off, and we've gone from 1-0 down to 2-1 behind in a matter of moments, genuinely, straight from kickoff, winning the ball back, and Fabrini, he isn't comfortable with that one goal. That one goal only gets us a 1-1. Fabrini wants more, and that is the drive, that is the passion that he's got for the team right now. He may not have scored many, but he's top of the assists tally at the moment in the EFL Championship, and I don't credit that guy enough. And on the occasion, he whips out a brilliant shot because his composure is just fantastic. His actual composure statistic is just as good. But it's all gone down on a dim because despite all our hard work, Fulham get the one chance they've had this second half and punish us yet again. And suddenly, after what seemed like a fairy tale of a game, it's suddenly gone to pot again and we're only at 1-1. Which is a real shame because I thought that was just been a fairy tale ending to the game. I know it was the 75th minute, so it wasn't technically an ending. But it would have been such a great ending. Unfortunately, that wasn't so. But Barrera there was offside, which means it is a free kick to Fulham. And I noticed all game that they were taking shorts. And I'm not really sure how that happened. But we are 3-2 up, so I don't even care. I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn.
Oh my god. I can't believe what's happened this game. We go from the lowest point, genuinely the lowest point at 1-0 down, to one of the highest points we've been all this season with a 2-1 turnaround, genuinely a fantastic turnaround, back to a mediocre point, back to 2-2, a really disappointing result considering how hard we'd worked. Unfortunately, we can't put the cherry on the cake, but we get the 3-2 win. Wow, I was so buzzing at this point that I actually skipped it, and I'm so glad that we didn't lose that game, because if that goal would have been a deciding factor in this season, then I'd have been so heaved off, you don't even know. Genuinely, I'd have been so annoyed if that stupid goal was a deciding factor. So that is another huge win, and despite not being a 4-0, it was certainly an exciting one. That's 7 goals in 2 games scored, and only 2 conceded. Yes, 2 in 1 game technically as well, so I do want to improve on the defensive record, but as far as the attacking record goes so far, it has been God's gift so far, and especially that chance at the end. I've noticed that they were taking short goal kicks, short free kicks, all of that sort of stuff all game, and yet we are still in 9th. What I was saying earlier about, trying to gain ground on teams, Fulham, that is a team that we've gained a lot of ground on now, a huge 3 points, and we are now only 1 point behind them. So that is a game that if we want to look for at least a playoff spot this year, which is looking more and more unlikely as the games tick down, but possible still, don't get me wrong, we've still got a good chunk of the season left, then we need to beat teams like Fulham, and that was a huge one, just a massive victory. I can't say enough how big that victory was, and a last-ditch block there from Keith and Bell does prevent, from Caddis, I think, on the left-hand side, or was it Grounds? One of them. It would have been Jonathan Grounds, I think, blocks it all off, and then somehow Jonathan Grounds, who's had a fantastic game so far, this penalty, was it a penalty, was it not? This is a tough one here. I don't think it was a penalty, personally. I've rewatched it a few times now, and it's a tough one. I mean, he's sort of come from behind, but I've got the ball there, I think, haven't I? It's a tough one, really. The replay was pretty shit because the player just ran in front of him, and they miss it, so it doesn't even matter in the end because Grounds hasn't been sent off. But for Brini, he hasn't had quite as good a game, but he's been a player who has had one of the few shots of this game, and 0-0, so at least we haven't conceded early on and made our job a lot harder like the Fulham game, but we haven't really had the fighting heart and the fighting spirit that we had in the 4-0 win and the 3-2 win against Fulham to really progress in this game, and that is just a roundup of our season. Genuinely, look at that. It just was like, look at it, just, it's hilarious, because it's like, there's a chance, I jockey, I block, it goes back to him, I block, I tackle, it goes back to him, and then they just slip it past the keeper, and we're 1-0 behind, and that is how the episode finishes. A really disappointing end to the episode in the end, 1 win, 1 loss. Anyway, I do thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash that like button. I think a very disappointing end to the episode in the end, but I think we can progress, we can take positives out of this still, and maybe not defensively as such, but attackively we've scored a lot of goals. Not in this game, obviously. I will see you next time with episode 17 of Birmingham City Career Mode, and goodbye for now. Also, click the video on the screen. Go on, do it. Go on, do it.